All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Take 3.
Love it. The happiest people are here.
The gang is here, 100%. My name is Kate Adeogun, and today we're talking big numbers and the future of cinema as we take a closer look into Nollywood, blockbuster, what is driving blockbusters and what it could mean for the movie industry. So if you are a movie lover, then this one is definitely for you. And we have something very sweet and interesting, very sweet stuff coming up on the show.
Absolutely. Of course, I am Sam Danny. The entire gang is here. And if you've been watching New Central Television, of course, you do know that we have spoken to global superstar Davido, and we still have him in our studios in Abuja. A lot of us are excited, of course, especially fans like myself who have absolutely enjoyed his project. But from big screens to stories that has been making headlines for years, of course, we're going to get into conversations from not just music, but also, of course, Nollywood as well. Ekemini is in the studio as well. Who's excited about this conversation?
Of course, you're very excited. Sam is very excited, obviously. But we have Davido with us still. I hope you can hear us. Hi, David. How are you feeling?
Because we got questions for him. I mean,
lots.
Huge fan of the Oriade project. Alone. See, to be honest, I mean, look at the stars of the project. We're tapping from South African stars. We've got Black Sheriff on it, Leon Thomas on it. Come on, number 11.
Yes.
And again, I know people are going to start to compare and say, oh, can you compare it to Five, to Timeless? Stop it. Music is timeless.
Absolutely.
And that's all that matters.
We don't even want to compare at all. And don't get me started on our Nigerian stars as well. Before, Mayo Kunfola and all of them.
We did the trend. We did a challenge, right?
And the Take 3 gang was reposted.
But I hope that David can hear us now. Hi, Davido. How are you feeling?
Hey, what's up? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
absolutely.
we can hear you.
Perfect.
Let's start by saying we're super excited, of course. We're live in our studio in Lagos. And we've got a few questions. First of all, congratulations to you, your family, of course, on that win.
Yes.
Let's talk about the music, because we are big fans of it. I mean, Oriade, hit title, hit project. We don't want to compare, but what does this one mean to you compared to other projects that you've put out in over the many years you've done this?
To be honest, because of the originality, I wasn't like really chasing numbers or wanted to, or Western validation. I just wanted to enter the studio and make the new music I know how to make and then just drop it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was really the vibe with Oriade. Now, with the whole title and the whole the theme of the whole project, me coming back, because I did my African tour last year.
Right.
And I hadn't toured Nigeria and Africa in about 8 years. So me just coming back just gave me that feeling that, I think this next project, I want it to be home-based, from the music to the title. The title is Yoruba, which is my tribe.
Right.
And if you listen to the music too, it's really, really, really Davido original African Afrobeats. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm just really happy that people really enjoyed the album, you know what I'm saying? And it did its cause.
Absolutely did its cause, and we're still enjoying it, by the way. We're going to ask you if you've definitely seen our challenge, with regards to the song before, because you reposted it, but we're going to play it again for you, not now, so that you tell us if we did justice to the vibe, right? But you chose to make Oriade the album a very shorter track compared to your other albums, Five, Timeless, and all of that. Was that a creative decision because you feel audiences want maybe less music than impact?
I think yes, because we're in a time where, bro, like, if you drop song now in 2 months, in 2 months, they want to hear a new one. You know what I'm saying? We're in times where, attention span is shorter. You know what I'm saying? There's 10, 20, 50 songs being dropped every day. You know what I'm saying? So, like already my fans are already asking me, when is the next project? You know what I'm saying? So, and I wanted to keep this short and sweet. Short and sweet.
I want to ask this, and I know maybe I might be jumping the gun, but talking about a tour, I mean, the touring culture in Nigeria itself, it's almost nothing anymore, We want to see people go from big stars like yourself, go from Osun State to Kaduna, all around. What would it be to make that possible, you know? Not just in Lagos in December. Any plans? If you got any, let us know.
Just did it. I did it. I did last year. Last year I did Akwa Ibom. I did Adamawa. I did Enugu. I did Ibadan. So I did Davido shows last year in Nigeria. I'm about to do Oshun, you know. So, like I said, it all takes planning. Before I did those shows, I was worried about three things: the production, the security, and funding. You know what I'm saying? And we were able to cross all three, you know, targets last year. So it's very possible if you put your mind to it. I have a good production team. Even if it's to fly in equipment, you know, it's possible because Nigerian was still growing, you know. But I hear, you know, there's an arena coming soon, Lagos Arena. So, you know, things are going to change a bit. But I feel like, yes, it's very, very possible to do shows around Nigeria once you plan ahead and, you know, you have the budget for everything. Definitely, it's definitely possible.
Funding is definitely important, just like you said, Davido. But let's talk about Afrobeats in general. Recently in the podcast, you mentioned that Afrobeats is now a lucrative business. You know, the game, we're balling, you know. But the friendship in the industry is deteriorating, according to you. What made you say that?
I don't get the question, please.
Okay, so you mentioned during a recent podcast, right, the Uncut podcast, where you spoke about Afrobeats, you know, the game is lucrative. We're getting bigger. We're going on international tours. We're going global. You know, the streaming numbers are off the roof, topping charts here and there. But that the friendship in the industry is deteriorating. Why did you, you know, say that? What made you draw that conclusion?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I feel like in like 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying, we were kind of more unified, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all used to hang out together, you know what I'm saying, do things together, be in the studio together. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, things like Stanship has kind of made us like everybody just be on their own, day on their, you know, these fans can really like put things in your head that is not there. Do you understand? Like they can even put in things like, you can have a friend, these fans will put something in your head to make you feel like that your friend is fighting. And that your friend is not doing anything, but like, yeah, especially with social media, it's just crazy. But I hope that maybe one day we can all be able to be, you know, be friends again. But right now, everybody is doing their own thing, you know, so you can't hate on that.
Okay, so Davido, I would like to ask you this with regards to, you know, earlier today. Would you like to clarify your friendship with somebody like Wande right now, or maybe Wizkid?
With Wande, if you even watch the interview, I didn't even say anything bad. I just said we recorded a song as an original song. First of all, Wande has been looking for my attention for the past year, just doing like whatever. He's been looking for my attention for some reason. I don't know. He even asked for my number 2 weeks ago, and I told him not to give him. So he's just acting like a baby. He'll be fine. He has somebody to take care of him. Anyway, I didn't even say nothing bad. I just said, yeah, that I didn't record the song as a remix, and you wanted to drop it as a remix. So I was like, no, I don't want us to do that. But if you listen to the interview, I was even like, but it would have been nice. That's how I ended it. But you know, the whole industry, they always rush to get to David. You know what I'm saying? They always, now David, they peppery them. You know what I'm saying? I've known Wande was one of the artists I was, you know, growing up, you know, looked up to. You know what I'm saying? I know it's painful to see somebody come from back. So he's not himself in the head, but he'll be fine. One day he'll be fine.
Okay.
What about Wizkid? What about Wizkid?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh my goodness.
You know, my curiosity, when you spoke earlier, you talked about how fans can put certain narratives in your head. I want to know, like, in the time that you've been in the industry, how would you qualify the fan or audience influence on your craft, on your presentation? Just how have the fans affected you so far?
Man, my fans, I have crazy fans, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fans that, but they motivate me. I won't lie to you. Apart from all the stanship fights, they put me on check. Like, whenever they feel like I'm not on my A game, you know what I'm saying? I get DMs from my fans like, oh, but, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was on tour, I think at when it was like getting to the end, I had like fans writing me, oh, boss, you need to rest, please. After tour, make sure you get some rest. So, you know what I'm saying? These are people that always support me, always there for me. You know what I'm saying? Negative or positive, or, you know what I'm saying? But there's also that side of stanship where it's like, do they do too much sometimes? Maybe yes, you know what I'm saying? But I guess it's just part of the game. Like there are some people that just because they are fans of other people, they wanted APC to win. I was like, why? How you're suffering, but you want APC to win because you don't like Davido? That's crazy. That's crazy. Davido that is comfortable. You never see anything. But that just shows you how deep this whole stanship stuff is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
David, I want to go back. I want to go back to talking about, you, the work you do, but of course, your record label, because I mean, it's a great time for Afrobeats, great time for young stars, and a lot of them on your project too. What is it like truly, like signing and making a superstar? How easy is it for DFW to, make a global star? Any some of the challenges that you might have experienced trying to, of course, raise the next generation of Afrobeat stars yourself?
Man, first of all, the artist has to be ready to work, be hardworking. Shout out to like my earlier days in DMW when I had Mayor Kun, Peruzzi, Dremo signed to me. Like, man, we used to wake up and sleep, eat, bath in the studio. Like, us living together and the synergy was just magical. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I have the power and strength to sign, artists again, but I do, love helping, artists, especially upcoming artists, you know what I'm saying, get that exposure, you know what I'm saying. I give verses out all the time, collaborations, but like with me signing, I think I'm like done with signing for now,
Musician, because these days, we have AI musicians, AI songs topping, and people have different opinions, of course, about their thoughts of AI taking over music. Would that be an option for you?
Oh, I would never use AI. I do not even like it at all. Like, it takes away the fun of everything. Like, nah. Like, even sometimes when I hear some AI songs, I'm like, how did the computer even... Like, people are about to start losing their jobs. Like, nah. Art should not be touched with or tampered with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really a fan of AI in the music kind of world. But I do use ChatGPT though.
Yeah, we all guilty.
We all do.
I think we all do.
I want to ask, when you were talking about Wande Cole, you talked about, being a younger artist that kind of zoomed past him. How do you feel about the new dogs, the new acts that are coming up in the Afrobeat space? How do you think they're doing compared to, like, your generation?
Is it easier? Would you say it's easier or much harder now?
You can't be on top. You can't be on top forever now. It's impossible. But, man, I won't lie. My generation, we worked our butt off. Like, it's crazy. The new generation are doing their thing. Crazy, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I just know how much harder it was, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. Like, we didn't have no Spotify. We didn't have no Apple Music then. Like, we used to actually go to Alaba, print our CDs, hold every CD, write every note to each DJ, each OAP, go to the clubs, buy drinks, sit there. You still do radio tour, you still do campus tour, activations. it was a lot. Now you can just upload one song on TikTok and it's gone everywhere. Blown, #1. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a different time now. You know what I'm saying? I definitely say it was much harder back then, for sure.
All right, so David, I would like to ask you this maybe final question, right? When the crown, the Ade itself, eventually gets passed on to the next generation, what do you hope that they say Davido did for them?
Apart from, I mean, being remembered for good music, doing legendary stuff, just to be remembered that I used my own grace, you know what I'm saying, as a helping hand to other people, the people that I work with, my producers, you know, my artists, my songwriters, my engineers, do you understand? Knowing that these people were able to make a whole life, you know, change their generation with being associated with me, you know what I'm saying? That's all I live for, you know what I'm saying? Helping people, you know what I'm saying? Just that's really what I want to be remembered for.
I got to be honest, multiple projects, and you're, 33? It's as a fan, it's a sad question to ask, but do you ever think you're going to retire, or are you going to do this forever? Any fears about when would I stop? Ever thoughts about it, ever crossed your mind? Be honest, Davido.
Of course, it crosses my mind all the time because I'm at the top of my game right now. Like, I feel like for the past 4 years, I've been really on top of my game, like with music, like hits back to back, shows everywhere, history, you know what I'm saying? 5 Grammy nominations. So it's like, yeah, sometimes I do think like, man, do I want to really like retire when it's like things are not like, you know what I'm saying? Or do I want to just be at the top and be like, you know what, I'm done. So I don't know. I always love music, man, to be honest. Music is in my blood, you know what I'm saying? I will always love it. Yes, if you ask me, do I want to venture into other things in the near future? Look, let me not say near future, in the future, yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't see myself doing music, you know, for at 58, 45 years.
Wow.
But I believe, like, I dropped my first song blew up when I was 17.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's a long time.
17, I'm 33. How many years is that? It's been a long time.
About 15 years.
16
Yeah.
years road. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I feel wrap them up at 20, 21, you know?
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, thank you so much, Davido, for joining us today on Take 3. This was really amazing. And of course, congratulations to your uncle and the family at large,
Absolutely.
you know, on winning the Osun State gubernatorial elections. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Superstar, Oreade 01,
01.
30 BG, DMW to the world.
You know, we hope that when you're back in Lagos, you come and hang out
Thank you so
here
much.
in the studio with us.
Lagos studio.
I'll come for sure.
Okay, locking that.
We're locking that in. Locking it in. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
What?
Oh, wow, that was amazing.
I'm on
We need to
top
go catch our breath.
I'm on top of that.
Ask Sam if he's breathing. Sam, are you okay?
I need water. Producer,
That's why he said Abuja.
that's why I said Abuja. I'm like, gee.
Sam was starstruck.
Next time
Sam
we're going
can't
to be doing
believe
this
it.
in maybe New York too. Who knows?
Okay, clock that. Well, while we're daydreaming about doing this in New York, which will happen in the name of Jesus, can I hear amen?
Amen.
Let's get you updated on the latest happenings in the world of entertainment. You're still watching Take 3. Please stay with us.
On entertainment news, veteran Yoruba actor Taiwo Hassan, popularly known as Ogogo, has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. The actor's children revealed his health condition in a video. The report says the family is dealing with the actor's diagnosis and his ongoing health needs and needs the help of people to locate specialists or professionals who can help the actor with his health condition. The family's disclosure has since drawn concerns and support from fans and colleagues. Nollywood actor Kunle Afod has appealed to Ekiti State Governor Abiodun Oyebanji over a prolonged electricity blackout in his community. Afod said residents have allegedly been without electricity for about 3 years and called on the governor to intervene. The actor expressed frustration over the impact of the prolonged power outage and appealed for urgent action. Former Big Brother Naija housemate Erica Unweledim has opened up about her journey through therapy following the backlash she experienced after the reality show. In an interview with Toke Makinwa, Erica discussed the emotional impact of the criticism she faced after BB Naija and revealed that she eventually sought professional help. She spoke about the importance of therapy in dealing with experience and its effect on her well-being. The trial of Dwayne Keith D. Davis, the man accused of orchestrating the 1996 killing of rapper Tupac Shakur, has begun in Las Vegas. Prosecutors allege that Davis planned the shooting as revenge after his nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, was involved in a confrontation with Tupac and his associates earlier that night. Prosecutors say Davis obtained a gun and ordered a gang member to carry out the shooting. Although Davis himself is not accused of pulling the trigger, Davis has pleaded not guilty. His defense has rejected the prosecution's account, arguing that key parts of the case rely on statements made decades after the shooting. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, is facing a federal trial in the United States over allegations that its platforms were deliberately designed to be addictive to young users. The case involves California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey, which accuse Meta of misleading the public about the safety of its platforms and contributing to harm among children and teenagers. The states are seeking penalties that could reach $1.4 trillion. Meta denies wrongdoing and argues that it has invested heavily in safety measures for young people. The case is part of a wider legal battle over the impact of social media on children's well-being. Following the death of actress Heidi Panettiere, attention has returned to previous domestic violence case involving her former boyfriend, Brian Hikison. A judge has rejected Hikison's request to have his previous felony domestic violence convictions reduced to misdemeanor and also denied his request to have the convictions expunged. Hikison has pleaded no contest in 2021 to 2 felony counts involving Panettiere and served jail time. Panettiere died on August 16th at age 36. Her death is being investigated, but authorities have said there are no signs of foul play and her official cause of death has not yet been established. There is currently no reported connection between Hikison's old case and her death. That's all on Entertainment News.
Welcome back to the show. You're still watching Take 3, and of course, I'm still super excited. You know, if you're watching, there's still more, trust me. We're gonna take some of the comments, of course, on our YouTube. Remember, you can watch the show live from anywhere in the world, and you can drop a message. In fact, like Kate would say, you should drop a message. Whether you have a question for us or any of our guests in the studio, we wanna hear it. Now, to everyone who was screaming like myself about OBO being, everyone's just shouting, Bades, OBO on our YouTube. Relax, guys. All right, but there are some comments that were interesting. Somebody says, somebody said Monday, don't buy market. Today's not even Monday. What is going on? He is speaking the truth about oppositions unifying to defeat incumbents. Of course, he did talk a lot about politics as well.
Yes.
Make una tell Davido to tell Uncle Ade to give me one small show appointment. Can you imagine Nigerians? This is where you're looking for the appointment. Someone says, Edo people don't suffer.
Wahala.
How did we get to that point?
Wahala.
Someone had said, but Davido never talk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying too much. And tags us. He said, you know what I'm saying? Who is this person?
We know what you're saying.
We do know what you're saying.
We're coming to find you. But we thank you for all the comments, of course. Somebody says Choma's husband. We know that.
We know that.
We know that. We know that. But yeah, remember, you're still part of the conversation. Of course, the WhatsApp number is on the screen. But right now, we're going to get into good conversation. Right?
Yes, we will.
Who wants to take it away? Because I
You
feel
will
like,
take it away.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm still thinking, I'm still seeing
You should
Davido.
do the honors.
Okay, fine. We're going to have
Can you
important...
breathe?
Do you want to give me water?
Deep breath.
No, just deep breaths, baby.
Okay.
Take it away, sir.
Fine. Usually, I'm only here with 2 gorgeous ladies. Today, we're going to be, 3 gorgeous ladies. And of course, we're going to talk a lot about Nollywood and box office. And she's a film analyst. So this is not just anybody. From Nollywood hitting over 103 million in box office, we've seen several of these numbers go up, and we're expecting even more projections of earning more even within the industry. to streaming wars and global distribution deals, the numbers behind movies are changing everything. Now we're breaking down what makes a blockbuster today, how data is shaping what gets made, and where Nigerian cinema is headed next. Now, of course, Niiyin will help us understand the business behind the buzz, from ticket sales to streaming views, and what it means for the future of cinema in Nigeria and beyond. Let's give a warm take 3 welcome to Niiyin.
Thank you. So good to be here.
So
Absolutely.
good to meet
Good to
you.
have you
You're
here.
so pretty.
Thank you,
We're
thank
talking
you.
about that.
Yes, Nia's beauty.
I'm just
shaking
excited that
the
we're
studio.
twinning.
Yeah,
Mine is black, hers is brown, but I love it like that.
And shout out to We that is growing out of our
yeah.
Natural.
Growing out
Thank you very much. I
Growing out.
it's growing out of my scalp, my darling.
Anyways, let's get into the conversation, Nii. Once again, thank you for joining us on Take 3 for today. Now, what does it really take for a Nollywood film to be called a blockbuster in 2026?
So a Nollywood film in
Nollywood
particular.
film.
I would say because of the breakthrough of Funke Akindele, I do say eating #1 billion would be considered a blockbuster today.
That's a lot of...
I agree, but then I think Funke Akindele's movies also have a cultural element to them. So I think that justifies why the threshold is that high for her. But if you look at, for example, Uzo Amaka Power's Call of My Life, I think it's done over 800 million
Yes.
now.
Yes,
That is a blockbuster,
170.
especially because it's a romantic comedy. That's a big feat for a romantic comedy. So, yes, I think the money that it makes and how big of an event it is. Call of My Life was an event. Every Funke Akindele movie is an event. So those are the 2 things. But if we're talking about what goes into making it as successful as it is, I would definitely say marketing is the most important thing. Yeah.
And Funke does know how to do that.
She does that very well, yeah.
I don't know. I'm about to... When she talked about the money, I couldn't help but go back to our earlier conversation when Omotola came out, the incredible veteran actress. It talked about how much actually went back into,
my God.
which is interesting. So would that change now? Because that money now that we're saying 1 billion, it could really be much less, for
Way
a
much
film that might have cost a lot for budget to put. Do you think anything still changes when you then say about the blockbuster still being #1 billion?
I do think the agreement each filmmaker has with the distribution chain comes into play here. Because actually, we actually don't know how much Funke Akindele takes home. We do know the gross projections. So yeah, I would say based on gross projections, we can say what a blockbuster is. We don't know what each filmmaker takes home. So yeah.
Okay.
I want to ask about, streaming versus going to cinemas, because whenever I hear these numbers, all that comes to my mind is, we have that much money? No, I'm sorry. I'm like, well, do you know the cost of food and transportation? So I'm just like, in a country where the economy is the way that it is, and everybody is trying to hit this number, 1, how practical is it? And 2, how can we compare it with streaming?
Okay. I will say it affects, I think there are movies that are made for streaming now, and there are movies that are made for the cinema. So the way our consumption has changed with, the introduction of streaming platforms is the way the production has also changed. So there are movies that are particularly made now to be put on streaming platforms, and there are movies that are made to make a lot of money. I would like to go a little bit outside of, I don't want to mention Funke Akindele again, but I would like to go a little bit outside of Nollywood and say, for example, look at Spider-Man Brand New Day. I would even say no superhero movie should be made for streaming. They are event movies on their own, and therefore, even as they are pumping money into the marketing, they know that they have to make that money back. So those movies are set up to be blockbusters on their own. Like, look at the Odyssey itself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, even the mere fact of seeing it in IMAX 70mm is more expensive than seeing it in a standard theater. So those movies are engineered to make money. And then they are more, I would say, I would say just, like, there are some action comedies that are made to be seen on streaming, just something, I don't like this term, but something you can put on in the background as you're doing something else.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I was actually going to put you on the spot. I'm glad that you said that. I was going to put you on the spot. Which movie have you seen in recent times that's probably in the cinema that you think, you know what, you should go to streaming? Do you have anyone in mind?
Honestly, I think July, August, we've gotten some good movies. Odyssey, Spider-Man, End of Oak Street. I don't think there's any movie I've seen in the cinema recently that I thought should be on streaming. And I am a cinema person as well. I want to go to the cinema. I want to leave my house to see a movie. There is a communal experience in being in theater, and on the other hand, there's an isolation that comes with watching movies on streaming. It's easier, It's like watching something on TV, but I do want an experience. So I
What
do
about
like going to
Nollywood, though? I want you to mention some Nollywood films, maybe,
that I would
that you
That
think
you've seen on cinemas
I
that
don't want you
should
to be in the
be
cinema.
streamed instead.
Probably streaming platform. You can't think of any right
now. No.
Okay. But I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned Spider-Man, The Brand New Day, Odyssey, and Co.
Yeah.
Hollywood can spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a blockbuster. I mean, Christopher Nolan told us he spent over $200 million
Again,
on, you know,
that is an
if not
icon.
more, because I want to believe that he's even lying to us, say that it's more than that.
Maybe you didn't want to really break
It
your
is
heart.
more than that, sir. You know, so does Nollywood actually need a bigger budget to compete internationally, or should we just manage the resources that we have right now?
I think it is an intersection of, like I said, there are some movies that do require a bigger budget. I can imagine the budget for Funke Akindele's new D4. The marketing is going to be more than, I would say, for some other movies. Like she has, Where is Mr. Right? She has a new movie on Prime Video.
Yeah.
The marketing for that is definitely more than Where is Mr. Right? Where is Mr. Right? But I will say for Nollywood, I think we also have to make things more, like cultural events, more authentic to Nigeria. Like I saw for Spider-Man, people were dressed up in costumes and were cleaning the cinema. And those little grassroots innovations can really promote a movie. So I don't think necessarily the budget has to be that inflated, you know, depending on the kind of the movie you are making, if it's a streaming movie or a cinema movie.
Let's talk a little about, you know, like local cultural stories.
Okay.
Do you think these platforms, I mean, I don't want to call their names, Netflix, are they helping to promote our local storytelling, or do you think it's hurting it more?
I love that question because this is something I always think about and I always say, if you look at Korean drama, their movies are a form of cultural tourism. There are people that I know that tell me good morning in Korea. There are people that I know that want to visit Korea just because of K-dramas.
Oh,
You watch K-drama? Yeah.
My wife is, by fire, by force.
So do you like?
Right.
So I feel like what we are doing with our more folklore type of stories, I think what Netflix and streaming platforms can do for us is export that as a form of tourism, which is what I want to see, especially the newish genre of historical epics. I would like to see those movies exported, especially because I'm very sure, you know, Asians and the West would be very interested in the lore behind such a cultural movie. And the revenue would come back into Nigerian, the Nollywood industry, but also the Nigerian economy. So that's what I want, cultural tourism from grassroots, like more cultural, grounded in the myth of, you know, Nigerian tribes. I want those movies. I want what Netflix and Prime to do for them is to push them out as a form of tourism. That's what I want.
But I hope we have that now, because now that Netflix and Prime and Co are already packing their bags.
Hey.
I mean, I'm just wondering.
You know, this is my thing, right? We talk about how we want our art to be global, whether it's music, whether it's fashion and all of that. And now we've talked about how much it could possibly cost to put out a blockbuster. Do you think that Nollywood's challenge is a financial one or a, you know, quality, content, talent? Do we have the right writers? Do we have the right actors? Do we have the right producers, directors? Or do we simply need more money? We have everything, just give us money.
I don't think Nigeria has ever had a talent problem.
Plug that. Yes.
I think even from old Nollywood, the talent is incredibly glaring. Like, I don't think, and even for writing, I used to think Nollywood had a writing problem, but I've seen some incredibly well-written movies. Even, like, there are some shows like Hotel Majestic. I'm not sure if you watched it.
I did.
And also, there are some very authentically written Nigerian stories that don't feel as if they're trying to perform authenticity for foreigners, but they don't feel as if they're too grand for actual Nigerians.
Right.
So I don't think Nigeria has a writing problem. I don't want to say it's a vision problem, you know? I don't want to say it is, because even the movies that come to streaming, like, and the movies you see on YouTube, a lot of them have a certain stereotype to them. So that's why I would call it more of a vision problem of what do you think, like, how do you see yourself? There's this movie that came out, The Artifact, and I remember I was talking to people about it, and one of the most common complaints I got was, is it really realistic for Nigeria? And I just thought, why would I count myself out of the borderlessness of reality, you know? Why would I count Nigeria out of having such an adventure genre being presented to its citizens? Don't we deserve to have such a grand vision for ourselves as well? So that's why I would say it's more of a vision problem and not really like a talent or a writing problem.
Now that she says that, you know, part of my mind goes to some of the films that have in some form adapted a Nigerian or an African culture. I mean, Woman King was incredible, you know, based on stories that, you know, we're like, okay.
Exactly.
Then now we recently saw the trailer for Children of Blood and Bone, and we're seeing a lot of Ira stars in that. We're seeing Nigerian actors, and I'm just thinking, are they going to get this right? If they try to tell our stories, do they ever pronounce the Yoruba name well? Because Mama Agba, I saw a cast name is Mama Agba.
The accent.
Yeah.
So,
Orisha.
Accent is barest minimum.
You know, there are some incredibly powerful Nigerian. If Nkakidere was involved in that, if Kemi Adetiba was just at the end in consulting in that, it would have changed. It would change so many things.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like Children of Blood and Bone, I would have loved it for it to be a collaboration between Nollywood and Hollywood. You know, I would have even loved them to.
Bang.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I would even love them to film some of the scenes
Here.
in Nigeria. I just think, and that's another problem of trying to tell a Nigerian story without living the Nigerian life. You can only you can only imagine. You're not bred by the country, so what you can put out in your story
will be
is
limited.
only, exactly. Yeah.
But let's talk about Colors of Fire. I'm sure you must have seen the controversy with regard.
Yeah.
I believe you've seen the movie, right? What do you think about it? Do you also think that Nia Kimolayon's response was a good one, or was he petty or a type of way for you?
I mean, I think it's not a problem with Nia Kimolayon's response. I do think the Nigerian society is more close-knit. So when you receive criticism for your work, it always feels more personal. Like in Hollywood, if someone is making a video complaining about, so many people complain about the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan never really responded because it's such a big ecosystem. Do you understand? Like Hollywood is so mainstream, so many people in the world are watching it, but Nollywood is more, we're more connected, I would say, more closed together. So I can't really fault him for that response, but I think his art was in the right place. I think it was innovation. It was doing something big. I would have liked them to use more CGI and VFX, but they went that route for reasons known to them. But again, his art is in the right place. And do you know Abbott Elementary, the show?
Oh, yes.
So Quinta recently said something that, there are some movies that are made that are just door openers. Colors of Fire being made has opened the door for another movie like that to be made. Not even just to use AI, but now the person can take the criticism and the feedback and know that, okay, if I'm going to do something with this mythology, I'm going to use CGI and VFX. And that in itself already becomes a cultural event in Nigeria,
Okay, so we're so pressed for time. This will be my final question for you. If you look at Nollywood maybe 10 years from now, right, do you see an industry dominated by cinemas, by streaming platforms, or franchises? Or maybe a combination of all three?
Of them.
I mean, 10 years from now, I've not seen the beginning of a franchise, so I would count franchises out.
wow.
For now, I've not really seen Nigeria
Say Blood
focus.
Sister, sorry.
Well,
But that's like a limited series.
It is.
Yeah.
So I've not really seen anyone really want to start a franchise in Nigeria, so I won't count that out. I don't know. I would hope that Nigeria doesn't go into streaming. I think we deserve more than that. We deserve, I would say, bigger than that, I would say I would hope it's cinema. I would hope it's cinema.
You got to think the vision has to be bigger. That's what I learned in it.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It has to be. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Adejuyigbe,
Thank you.
film analyst, for joining us on Take 3 for today. Again, you look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
We hope to have you some other time on the show.
That would be lovely.
But we love your earrings as well. So they asked me to emphasize on the
your
gorgeousness. You look stunning.
Director.
Stop it.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm sorry
Thank
my
you so
beautiful
much
people
for
as
being
well.
here. Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I guess that's our offering for today.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Do we have comments?
We still got a little bit of more comments. 'cause
Okay, do we take
gotta,
them then?
We got to celebrate Oriade come on being on
Okay.
Somebody say why he can't talk about Wizkid, he's scared.
Your people are
FC, Una
starting.
don't start. So that was literally what he was saying.
Una don't start.
People have started.
He talk wahala, he no talk.
Wahala.
Somebody say, oh, Nigeria, forgive man. Oh, Yoko, don't buy markets. Who be that now?
Oh, that's operable.
We're getting
Lagos State's gone.
more and more comments. So David Oshu people are suffering. That's why you supported your uncle to end the suffering. But Nigerians are suffering and you don't have a presidential candidate you feel will save Nigerians? He said you are deceiving yourself.
Well, like you said, it's
When
his
he-
choice.
No, actually.
That's what he said.
What he says when he's in the studio, well, please make sure you bring your questions when we have him in the studio.
Nigeria, okay, we'll calm down. This one here says, I love Nii and film. She knows her stuff, always comes correct. I guess you got fans on the
Thank you
show.
so much, Angela. Thank you.
And last comment, hi guys. That was an amazing interview with Davido. He should tell Uncle Jackson we need that airport ASAP.
You people.
Nigeria.
Well, we'll tell him to
Nigerians
tell him.
and their mouths.
We'll have
tell him to tell him.
We'll have him some other time for sure.
Okay, I guess that's it.
That's it.
Okay,
That's
thank you
it.
so much for all of your comments. We appreciate you. We love you so much. Akemini.
Bye-bye.